Welcome back, everybody, to IGN Live at Gamescom, coming to you from Germany. It's time to check in with Evolve. Phil from Turtle Rock Studios is going to give us an update.
How you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Cool.
You know, people are crazy about this game. People can't wait to get their hands on Evolve.
I know, it's pretty awesome.
It's good.
Yeah, it's been, I mean, you know, we started as a very small team, you know, with, you know, kind of a very simple idea, and, you know, to have everyone, you know, so excited about it is just been excellent, you know, and humbling, you know, no pressure.
Right. Well, we're looking at a match here, Kraken footage, and I believe this is IGN co-founder Tal Blevins playing as the Kraken here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So we'll see how he does. But is this a new level you're showing off?
This one is, no, this is actually the dam map that we showed at E3. So, yeah, he's, so we're kind of
flying through the stage.
Yeah, just jumping around here. Yeah, so it looks like, you know, he's beating up the hunters pretty good. Yeah. You know, I've heard that he's a pretty good monster. So.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, he's a monster in the office, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
The Kraken and the other monster that you revealed is called the...
Goliath.
Goliath.
Yeah,
do you have a preference?
I like the Kraken better.
Right.
So you know, Goliath is sort of a very up in your face. You know, let's get into a brawl kind of a monster. Kraken, you know, he can fly, and he tends to like to hang back a bit more, which you know, he's able to. You know, he's more of like the wizard archetype. You know, where Goliath is the fighter archetype.
I see. Yeah.
But yeah, so you know, it looks like he's really sort of using that to his advantage. It's kind of nice because you know you can fly, stay up high, and then you know drop down. You know, in this case, he dropped down onto a bunch of wildlife, but you know you can do that to the hunters as well, which is always a good surprise for them. Yeah.
So it's playable here at the show.
Yep. You're
letting everyone play all 8 different hunters?
Yeah, that was one of the I think the really big things you know that I was excited to see. You know, is that everyone. You know, we've basically given them, you know, the ability to choose between all the different hunters, you know, try and, you know, come up with some combos and stuff like that, you know, which is really, you know, kind of the point of the game, you know, in terms of replayability, right?
Sure.
We're going to have all these hunters, and to be able to sort of, you know, for the gamers to actually sort of you know, mix them up and try different things, and you know.
Do you have a favorite combo?
Yes, I do actually. So Hyde is my favorite character. You know, he's got the most powerful weapon in the game. He's also got the shortest range in the game. So what I like to see when I take Hyde is I really like to see Hank as our support character, because Hank he's got the shield gun, and so basically he can, you know, as long as he's aiming that shield gun at you know, a character, it makes him invincible. And as Hyde, that's great, because that means that I can, you know, go to toe-to-toe with the monster a lot longer than maybe I normally would with just my own personal shield. Looks like the hunters are having a hard time maybe finding him.
Well, he's
just eating away.
So he's going to evolve here.
Yep, there he goes. The other really cool thing, you know, when you talk about combos, is that, you know, we get some cool perk combinations as well. You know, with each character, as you sort of gain mastery over the hunters and the monsters, it unlocks perks for them. So in the case where, you know, I see that the medic is Val, right? For example, as Hyde, I will take the damage boost. Because I know Val is always going to be there to sort of keep me topped off.
Sure.
But if Lazarus is the medic, I'll take the health regeneration, right? Because I know Val's not going to be there to keep me topped off, and I want to make sure that my health is always, you know, increasing.
Right. I love the creature design of the Kraken. This looks awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's one of those things, you know, when we come up with the sort of archetypes for these characters, you know, the Kraken sort of has almost like a wizardly visage, you know, to go with his, you know, to go with that archetype. You know, we drew a lot of inspiration, you know, from, you know, certainly the Lovecraftian horrors. You know, a lot of people compared them to Cthulhu, and I think that's an apt comparison. But you know, we also looked at a lot of sort of sea creatures.
Right.
You know, squids in particular are kind of a terrifying thing. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know, the ones that you know we saw a documentary about the Humboldt squid and how so they're sort of taking over the ocean. There's these big 6-foot squids that are actually very aggressive and been known to like kill divers and stuff like that. So you know that is kind of a cool thing for him.
There are actually a surprising amount of animals on the planet that, if you really stop to think about it, it's really weird. They look like aliens that live here among us.
No, I know. I mean, it's funny because we would have a lot of people, you know, on Left 4 Dead and on this game, like, where do you guys get these ideas for these like horrible things? And I'm like, you know what? Nature comes up with more horrible stuff than we could ever imagine. Yeah. So yeah, just our own planet Earth here is sort of a great. Looks like they're mixing it up now.
The hunters have found him. They're giving him a hard time out.
Yeah, well, yeah, they've got his shield pretty much gone.
Yeah. So if you're hit by a tranquilizer dart, how does that affect you? You're slower.
Right. So well, yeah, it slows down your recharge on all your abilities. Gotcha. It allows them to see where you are. Yeah, and it makes you move slower. So yeah, it basically takes the monster's agility and cuts it in half. Makes it a lot harder for him to escape if that's what he wants to do.
I love press to smell is a great prompt.
What's that?
Press to smell. I love that prompt.
Yeah,
it's really
exactly.
good.
Yeah, you got to use that a lot, right? Because you want to know at any given time where the hunters are, how close they are. You know, usually you know if you smell and you don't see them anywhere, you've got a little bit of a buffer zone to work with. At
the top of the screen, we see the perks we've obtained. Is that true? Your special abilities?
We've got the shield bar, right? That's the blue, which basically, you know, the shield bar is always replenishable when you eat. And you can see as he's eating, the shield bar goes up, right? And then under that is his health bar. That is not replenishable, right? So any damage you take is permanent. And then under that, those are his ability icons, right? So you can see when he uses his, he just used his Banshee Mines a little while ago. Yeah, there he used them again. He's throwing them out. And, you know, those are great to distract the hunters, right? Because they can shoot the mines before they get the mines will seek them out, but they can shoot them. But as long as they're shooting the mines, they're not shooting Kraken.
Right. So the hunters have trapped him here.
Yep. They got him. They've got him in the mobile arena. It looks like he's concentrating on assault. Not always the best plan of action. I mean, you know, the assault has his personal shield. He's pretty tough. The medic's going to keep the assault alive. So really, he should be focusing on the medic or the trapper. If he can take the trapper down, the mobile arena will go down, and he'll be able to get away.
Now you guys, I know you haven't talked about it yet, but there is supposed to be a single-player campaign as well. Is that correct?
No. The way we've got it set up is that you can play it single player, and you can fill out all of the spots with AI.
I see.
You know, our guys at the studio have been working really hard on the AI, making it good and compelling, and not frustrating to play with.
Sure.
So yeah, and the cool thing about that is, if you unlock a new monster, you can set up a game, with 4 AI hunters and go in and practice.
That's good.
And sort of learn the ins and outs of the monsters. Certainly, once you get past Goliath, the play style of the monsters become a little more advanced.
Yeah.
And it takes a little more practice. So that's good. And then of course there's just the classic, hey, let's get together with 3 more friends.
Sure.
And we just want to, we want to have kind of a low pressure night tonight. You can set up the monster to be AI, and just play that way, and any sort of combination in between.
I like the environmental damage. So it's like you're battling the hunters, you're knocking over trees and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. As a big monster, you want to smash stuff, right?
Sure.
And so that's a big part of the sort of fantasy fulfillment, of being a giant monster. Excuse me.
Not at all. When you're launching a game, who picks the map?
Pardon me?
When you're launching a game, who picks the map? The hunters or the monster?
That's set up in whoever sets up the game gets to pick the map. Okay. You can make it scroll through various maps as you go through the different rounds, or you can have it so that you can. I just want to play on Distillery tonight, and actually it looks like we're now on Distillery. The footage is in our new map, which is this is a new map that we've introduced for Gamescom. It's an interesting map because it's much more compact than a lot of our other maps, but it's got a lot more vertical ledges and stuff like that. So, Kraken is actually really, well suited for this map because he can fly. He can use those height changes to his advantage. The other thing that we've seen is, we're seeing with Distillery is that there's dynamic weather.
Yeah.
Right now it's not coming into play, but it will start snowing, and at some point, it'll blizzard to the point where your visibility is severely reduced. It gets rid of tracks quicker, so the monster. Oh, look, they took him out.
I think Tal just lost.
Yeah,
there,
wow.
sure.
That's too bad.
It was a valiant effort.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good Kraken. Open beta begins in January on Xbox One.
Yep, for sure.
How do people sign up?
Well, you'll be able to sign up through Xbox One, or on the Xbox. Actually, I don't even think you have to sign up. It's just open. It's an open beta. Just download it. You can try it out. We're really looking forward to it, because the beta gives us a lot of really useful information in terms of balance.
Of course.
And finding all the things that we still need to address, whatever they may be. So that'll be really cool.
Is this a new trailer we're seeing here? What was that?
Let's see here. It looks like we're loading up a new map. Maybe another match. Ah, yes. This is a great moment. This is a moment where we get to allow the characters to talk to each other. We can introduce some story elements in this mode. We get to learn a little bit about the characters and their relationships with each other, how they feel about each other, some of the backstory in the world. We've got a lot of different VO that can play at this point.
I see.
So every time you play a match, it'll be a little bit different.
So I don't think I've seen this character. Who are we playing as?
Looks like we had Hyde, Maggie, there's Val, and Hank.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is still the Distillery map. It looks like maybe we just started over.
Yeah. But so we have a pet now?
Yeah. So
Daisy?
So Maggie has a pet trap jaw called Daisy. Daisy is basically like kind of a big alien bloodhound.
Okay.
She's really good at tracking down the monster. Whereas like Griffin has to place his sound spikes and sort of rely on the monster making mistakes and making noise. Daisy is always on the trail, right? And even when the monster goes stealth, Daisy can still track him. She tracks him at a much slower rate, but she's still sort of, as long as Daisy's moving, it allows the hunters to kind of stay on the monster as much as they can.
I like that.
It looks like we got circling birds there, right? So the monster. Oh, and there he is. You can see him out in the distance. One of the advantages of the height, the height changes in this map is you got these long sort of vistas, and if the monster's not, being stealthy or being sneaky, you might catch a glimpse of him off in the distance. And certainly, when he scares the birds, that's going to lead the hunters right to you.
Have you seen any really short matches where the hunters just took the monster down right away?
Yeah, always. Particularly, in whenever we're getting new players in and they haven't quite figured it out.
Yeah.
The hunters will come in and can take him down pretty quick if he doesn't get out of there. At stage one, you really don't want to be engaging the hunters in a sort of a slog, a big fight. You want to be out there getting your feeding, eating, and getting your energy up so you can evolve to the next stage and really sort of bring. At that point, you can bring the fight to the hunters. Which is not to say that you can't win at stage one. Yeah, it can happen. And a lot of stage one monsters, good monster players, will harass the hunters early in the game. Try to knock them down. Take away some of their strikes so that they lose some of their health permanently. And so that's a good strategy for the. It looks like somebody scared a Steamodon. Steamodon is one of our new wildlife in the map. If you scare them, they'll put out a big burst of steam, which limits the visibility. It's sort of like a smoke bomb, essentially. And the monsters and the hunters can both use those to their advantage. Yeah, you can see those Banshee mines really sort of, keeping the hunters distracted. Hank tried to drop an orbital barrage on him. It looks like he might have caught him with a little bit. Yeah, see, yeah, he's going after the assault guy. The medic's just standing back there, you know, sort of healing at will, and that's not really, you know, for the monster, that's not a good thing. Maggie's throwing down some traps all over the place. You know, it's good to keep, you know, always keep your traps out there so if a monster runs across them, you know, he's getting slowed down. In this case, a better choice actually would have been Griffin, because although Maggie's harpoon traps will snag the Kraken and hold him in place, Griffin's harpoon gun will actually pull him down to the ground. Yeah. You know, where you know, a lot of the sort of more ground-based attacks are more effective. Yeah, see, the medic just hit him with a tranquilizer dart. That's why you can sort of see him, you know, through the walls and stuff. The tranquilizer dart also has sort of a tracking, you know, a tracking effect. So a good Val player always keeps those tranquilizer darts in the monster, so that if he gets away, you can see him and see where he's going. See, he's trying to be sneaky there. Notice Maggie really needs to sort of, you know, she keeps pointing up like she's trying to lay her mines up on the top there, but you can see that the traps turn blue whenever it's a valid place to put them down.
Gotcha.
It looks like she's strayed a bit from the pack.
Yeah, she got left behind, I think.
Yeah. Daisy's behind her. Oh, there he is. Okay. So yeah, it looks like the medic's staying on top of the Kraken and making sure that, you know, she keeps tranquil, you know, getting those darts in him so that the team can track him. And the mobile arena's ready now, so it looks like Maggie's just moving forward. Yep, they're going to catch him. There's those Banshee mines. Maggie actually took some pretty big hits from that as well. Looks like Val's been hitting the Kraken with some, you know, with her sniper rifle, which makes weak spots.
I see.
Always a good thing, you know. That's the great thing about our medics. They're not just about healing. They've got weapons that can actually increase the effectiveness of your other teammates. So, you know, when Val puts a weak spot on the monster, and then Hyde, you know, is up there, you know, laying down some fire and stuff like that, that's actually being multiplied, and he's doing more damage that way. It's good to see that the Kraken is utilizing his, you know, his fly ability a lot. You know, he's really staying away from the hunter, particularly because Hyde is in this match, and the Kraken doesn't really want to be close to him because, you know, as I said before, the flamethrower does a lot of damage, but it's got very short range. Yeah. So this is one of those cases where Griffin would have been great to have, because he can pull the Kraken down to the point where Hyde can actually get up in his face and, you know, and lay down that heavy damage.
Sure. I assume you put a lot of thought into making the different hunters complementary to each other like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, that's the whole name of the game, right? We've got a whole bunch of different, you know, hunters, and we want players to really sort of, you know, when they get a hold of the game, have fun creating, you know, finding new combos and sort of finding, you know, which hunters work well together and which ones, you know, don't. You know, and then on top of that, you've got all the perks. You know, did I talk about this before?
No, we haven't covered that one specifically yet.
Yeah, so, you know, each hunter, it looks like they're increased damage output. That's a great thing to get, right? Especially whenever the monster's health is so low. But yeah, with the perks, you know, if you know, Hyde took, I would hope that Hyde took the damage increase perk, because with Val around, you know, she's able to always sort of keep all the hunters topped off. Yeah. But if this had been Lazarus, you know, he's not very good at healing on the fly, right? So at that point, you want, wow, there's something going on in the background there.
Very enthusiastic League of Legends fan.
Yeah, okay. If it had been a Lazarus, then you know, Hyde would have wanted to take something like the health regen, so that his health is always replenishing.
Yeah.
And it looks like
this is about when they
Kraken,
take him down. Yeah,
Kraken is in a bad place at this point.
Did he make it to his? This isn't his final form, is it? The Kraken's?
I can't see him right now, so I can't tell. I know he made it to stage 2. If I can just get a good look at him, I'll be able to tell. It looks like he might be a stage 2 at this point. That's cool. He's actually using that tree as cover, juking back and forth, not letting, you know, all of the hunters at least, you know, get a bead on him.
Yeah. It's not going to save him though.
Nope, it isn't.
Bring him down.
Dead.
Like I said, Evolve is one of our most anticipated games. You know, both of us that work at IGN and our readers, everyone's just really excited about it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great.
So
I'm
really
glad that, you know, it's getting such a great response,
Yeah.
and that everyone's having fun playing it.
February 10th.
Yep, February 10th on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and the PC.
Just in time for Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Lovers can play together.
Exactly.
One can be the monster.
For sure. You know, it's co-op games.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
You know.
Yeah. Phil, thanks so much for coming by.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Stay tuned. More to come from day 2 of our live show coverage from Gamescom, presented by Dead Island 2, right after these messages.